All right, continuing on with my Spider-Man series of reviews. Ignore my voice; it may go in and out, and it sounds a little off because I'm currently sick. We were talking about Spider-Man: Far From Home, and this one I have an interesting relationship with. I did not see this in the theater, and I'm not really sure why. I think it was just I was disinterested when I watched the trailers. I felt nothing. I didn't really like Captain Marvel. I avoided Ant-Man and the Wasp, and then Endgame I saw because everybody saw that movie. But it seemed like there was no reason for me to watch this movie. I wasn't gonna get anything out of it. And when I tried to watch it at home, it didn't really work out. I finally did watch it at home. Get it? Because there's home in the title. I'm joking. But I finally did watch this one, and then I still felt nothing. And then rewatching this time, I felt a little bit more, but I understand why I really don't like this movie. First of all, this is a movie that is like Spider-Man traveling across all these different beautiful locations, and it makes no effort to like put the characters in the frame where it shows off these beautiful locations and these sets. Um, no, we can't have any of that. So the movie just looks boring. Again, that's John Watts' not great direction for these Spider-Man movies. I think it's a little bit better in the next one. I guess we'll talk about that, but it just does not look good here. I mean, even Mysterio, who's a character who literally makes illusions, is so like boringly directed and put together with these illusion sequences that you're like, how did you make the idea of literally making illusions boring? He kind of did, and I don't really like it. But the main problem I have with this movie is really a problem that wasn't a huge problem up until this point in the Spider-Man trilogy, but you get at least this Spider-Man trilogy, you start to realize why is like every villain in this trilogy until the next one fucking mad at Tony Stark. It makes so Spider-Man has no interesting relationship with them. It's a little bit better with the Vulture because they add in the part where his daughter is the one that Peter has a crush on, which makes sense. And they do things with that in the movie, and I like that plot line, right? But for the most part, you're watching it going, why is every villain mad at Tony Stark? Because in this movie, it's the worst example of it. Like, where they teased us with the idea of the multiverse right after Endgame, and people were really excited about that. He ended up not being a multiverse, which kind of was like, felt very obvious. I feel like most people guessed that from the trailers. And then, you know, but either way, people weren't sure. And so they did that, and then you find out, oh, the reason is that Tony Stark shunned him with some technology that now Peter has with these glasses where he can control all these drones and shit. And you're just like, one, why is Tony this dumb that he would do this? He's not that dumb. He's irresponsible, but not like that irresponsible, right? And then you're like, but like, it makes it so Mysterio, one of Spider Man's best villains, has no interesting relationship with this character in this movie because he's mad at Tony Stark, who's dead, and he's not fighting Tony Stark. He's fighting Spider Man, and it also does nothing with Peter's conflict in this movie, which is that Peter Parker is dealing with the loss of Tony and trying to avoid being Spider Man, and there's no real like triumphant moment where Peter realizes, no, I need to be Spider-Man. I need to stop avoiding it because it's basically doing what Spider-Man 2 did to like no interesting effective level. And I just think this movie's boring. It's not really fun. And the twist with like Nick Fury being a Skrull was interesting at the time, but also was like very obvious. You're like, why is Nick Fury acting so weird in this movie? And then you get why, and it led to a terrible TV show. So this is the like not the worst Spider-Man movie, but it's definitely like I think this is the third worst Spider-Man movie because there's so many like little things that just add up to this movie being very like why were some of these choices made? Just writing wise or creatively, I don't really know. Spider-Man 3 is close, but at least Spider-Man 3 like the emotional heights and the moments that movie hits are so much stronger and more memorable than this one. This one is not memorable. I very much forget this movie, And, I'll go back and rewatch it and have a good time, but that doesn't mean the movie works. So, next week we'll be talking about No Way Home. Stay tuned for that review.